I think it's a movie to me, which is about someone who is brave enough ultimately to go to the deepest, darkest, most shameful, perverse parts of herself and look at them. And when she does, I think usually when one does that, you find a little sprout of life there. First, I had to get the rights. I appealed to Elena Ferrante through her publisher because the author of the book is anonymous. So with Ferrante, I told her that I didn't know yet exactly how I would make this, how I would adapt it, but I knew why I wanted to adapt it. And I told her, which was basically, I don't know how many people have read this book or know Ferrante, but she writes in this kind of shockingly uncompromising way, really truthful things about the experience of being a woman in the world, and things that I think I'd never heard spoken out loud before about being a mother, but also about being a lover and a thinker and an artist. And I was really stunned by it, but also so comforted by the fact that in fact I was not alone with these dark, perverse feelings that are a totally normal part of being alive, but that nobody talks about. So I basically said to her, wouldn't it be interesting if instead of creating this experience for all these women, people alone in our rooms, which is the experience of reading a book, and I knew I wasn't alone because her books were flying off the shelves everywhere. What if you could make it a communal experience where these secret, truthful things were actually spoken out loud and spoken out loud in a situation where you were sitting with other people? Then the cat is like really out of the bag. And then there's no putting it back in. And I thought that would be a really radical thing to try to do. And I thought that was a pretty compelling argument as to why to try to do the adaptation.
Maggie, I think a great acting is reacting. And I think partly I think to me, a good editing has to be reacting to what you have. So that process of discovering and discovering with the director and kind of rethinking and how can we tell the story the best possible way, and also be a safe space to fail, safe space to try things that like, yeah, that didn't work, but let's just do it. I think that's also important.
As much as, yes, it is very valuable that you understand me and care about understanding me. I also want to have a collaboration with someone who is invested in the material and the film for their own reasons and has their own artistic interest in expressing something themselves.
We had like a deadline, and the deadline was coming fast, and Maggie's like getting a little nervous, and he's like, when do we know we're done? When is the process done? And that's what I said. That it's like we're gonna be, you feel that the film is over, but then there's a little bit of exhaustion with things. You can get a little bored with it. Like, oh, let's take this out. I don't think we need this, or maybe we don't need that line. And then you watch it again. It's like, actually, no, we need that line. So there is a dance of take it out, put it back, take it out, put it back. And then after a while, it's like, now we try all the put it back, take it out, put it back. We're done. That's it. It's like we experimented and we hit the wall. Be like, this is it. This is the film. And I think that's how we apply it.
So in the book, the line is, quote, "I'm dead, but I'm fine." In the movie, dead? No, I'm alive, actually.
I think of the movie as being about a woman who's dead but fine in the beginning, and who thinks that she's fine, but she's so full of anxiety that she can't walk down the street without feeling like she's going to pass out. And I think of it as the feeling of almost like if your hand is asleep and then starts to come alive, and it hurts a lot at first, and it almost feels like, if you never had the experience before, like you're dying, or like if your whole body and your heart were going through that experience of coming awake, the way it hurts when your hand does it, you might think you were dying, but in fact you're not. You're coming alive. It's really scary though. It's really brave. I think she's a hero, like mythic, of mythic proportions. She could have just decided to stay dead but fine. So I changed it, and I mean, it's interesting. I showed the script to Ferrante before we shot it. Really, I showed her just my totally ready to shoot draft. I was too scared to show her anything else. I did not ask her for notes on anything except for like the best I could do. And she told me she preferred it. She said, "I see what you've done with the end, and I think it's better."